Marseille, also familiarly known as Marseille, is a city in France. The capital of the Bouches-du-Rhône department and Provence-Alpes-Côte is a region. Marseille, on France's south coast, is the country's second largest city, after Paris, with a population of 852,516 in 2012, and an area of 241 square kilometers, 93 square miles. The 3rd largest metropolitan area in France after Paris and Lyon. Known to the ancient Greeks and Romans as Massalia, Marseille was the most important trading center in the region and the main commercial port of the French Republic. Marseille is now France's largest city on the Mediterranean coast and the largest port for commerce, freight and cruise ships. Marseille is the second largest city in France after Paris and the center of the third largest metropolitan area in France after Paris and Lyon. To the east, starting in the small fishing village of Col-Elong on the outskirts of Marseille and stretching as far as Cassis, are the Calanques, a rugged coastal area interspersed with small fjord-like inlets. The airport lies to the northwest of the city at Mérignac on the Étang. Marseille has a Mediterranean climate with mild, humid winters and warm to hot, mostly dry summers. December, January, and February are the coldest months, averaging temperatures of around 12 degrees Celsius, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, during the day and 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit, at night. July and August are the hottest months, averaging temperatures of around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, 82 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, during the day and 19 degrees Celsius, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, at night in the Mérignac airport, 35 kilometers, 22 miles, from Marseille, but in the city near the sea the average high temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, 81 degrees Fahrenheit, in July. Marseille is officially the sunniest major city in France with over 2,900 hours of sunshine, while the average sunshine in France is around 1,950 hours. Historically, the economy of Marseille was dominated by its role as a port of the French Empire, linking the North African colonies of Algeria, Morocco and Tunisia with metropolitan France. The old port was replaced as the main port for trade by the Port de la Juliette during the Second Empire and now contains restaurants, offices, bars and hotels and functions mostly as a private marina. The majority of the port and docks, which experienced decline in the 1970s after the oil crisis, have been recently redeveloped with funds from the European Union. The port is also an important arrival base for millions of people each year, with 2.4 million including 890,100 from cruise ships. With its beaches, history, architecture and culture, 24 museums and 42 theaters, Marseille is one of the most visited cities in France, with 4.1 million visitors in 2012. The city of Marseille is divided into 16 municipal arrondissements, which are themselves informally divided into quartiers, 111 in total. Marseille is a city that has its own unique culture and is proud of its differences from the rest of France. Today it is a regional center for culture and entertainment with an important opera house, historical and maritime museums, 5 art galleries and numerous cinemas, clubs, bars and restaurants. Marseille's main cultural attraction was, since its creation at the end of the 18th century and until the late 1970s, the opera. Located near the Old Port and the Cane Beer, at the very heart of the city, its architectural style was comparable to the classical trend found in other opera houses built at the same time in Lyon and Bordeaux. Bouillabaisse is the most famous seafood dish of Marseille. It is a fish stew containing at least 3 varieties of very fresh local fish. Aioli is a sauce made from raw garlic, lemon juice, eggs and olive oil, served with boiled fish, hard-boiled eggs and cooked vegetables. Fougasse is a flat Provençal bread, similar to the Italian focaccia. It is traditionally baked in a wood oven and sometimes filled with olives, cheese or anchovies. Marseille is listed as a major center of art and history. The city has many museums and galleries, and there are many ancient buildings and churches of historical interest. Most of the attractions of Marseille, including shopping areas, are located in the 1st, 2nd, 6th and 7th arrondissements. The Old Port or Vieux Port, the main harbor and marina of the city. The Hôtel de Ville, City Hall, a Baroque building dating from the 17th century. The Centre Bourse and the adjacent Rue Street Ferrol district, including Rue de Rome and Rue Paratus, the main shopping area in central Marseille. La Ville Charite in Le Panier, an architecturally significant building designed by the Puget brothers. The Cathedral of Sainte-Marie Major or La Major, founded in the 4th century, enlarged in the 11th century and completely rebuilt in the second half of the 19th century by the architects Léon Vautoyer and Henri-Jacques Esperandeu. The 12th century parish church of Saint-Laurent and adjoining 17th century chapel of Sainte Catherine, on the quayside near the cathedral. The Abbey of Saint Victor, one of the oldest places of Christian worship in Europe. Its 5th century crypt and catacombs occupy the site of a Hellenic burial ground, later used for Christian martyrs and venerated ever since. And many more. The main attractions outside the city centre include, the 19th century Basilica of Notre Dame de la Garde, an enormous Romano-Byzantine basilica built by architect Esperandeu in the hills to the south of the Old Port. The terrace offers spectacular panoramic views of Marseille and its surroundings. The Stade Vélodrome, the home stadium of the city's main football team, Olympique de Marseille. The beaches at the Prado, Point Rouge, Les Gaudes, Col Long, and Le Prophet. The Calanques, a wild mountainous coastal area of outstanding natural beauty accessible from Col Long, Sormio, Morgeau, Lumny, and Cassis. Calanques National Park became France's 10th national park in 2012. The islands of the Frail Archipelago in the Bay of Marseille, accessible by ferry from the Old Port. The prison of Château d'If was one of the settings for The Count of Monte Cristo, the novel by Alexandre Dumas. And many more. The city is served by an international airport, Marseille-Provence Airport, located in Mérignac. The airport is the 5th busiest French airport, and known the 4th most important European traffic growth in 2012. The city boasts a wide variety of sports facilities and teams. The most popular team is the city's football club, Olympique de Marseille, which was the finalist of the UEFA Champions League in 1991, before winning the competition in 1993. The club also became finalists of the UEFA Cup in both 1999 and 2004. The club had a history of success under then-owner Bernard Tapie. The club's home, the Stade Vélodrome, which can seat around 67,000 people, also functions for other local sports, as well as the national rugby team. Stade Vélodrome hosted a number of games during the 1998 FIFA World Cup, 2007 Rugby World Cup, and UEFA Euro 2016. The local rugby teams are Marseille 13 and Marseille Vitrolles Rugby.